Okay, so first question. When did you first get involved with the Circle of Unseen Hands?
The crows? How did I first get involved? Huh. Where to even start? You mean like officially?
Right, correct. Maybe start with when did you first become a member of the Unseen Hands?
Well, that's an easier question to answer, because it was my birthday, my coming of age. I received a note that morning asking me to come see Hans Krieger, the leader of the crows. I remember it was a stormy day outside, but I wasn't about to let that get me down. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. You gotta understand, Hans had been like a father figure to me. He picked me up off of the streets after my mother disappeared and took me in when I was just a kid. So for me, this went way beyond just a normal joining a guild. I was also trying to make my father proud. I made my way through Crow's Tavern and down to the secret catacombs. Not so secret these days, I suppose, but you know, back then they were a pretty tightly held piece of information. People either didn't know about them or chose to turn a blind eye to them for various reasons, if you know what I mean. I brought the note to Hans. Now he's a hard man, but with a brief, proud smile, he handed me a tunic that quietly identified me as a crow and invited me into this brotherhood of scoundrels. He gave me some pretty basic work to start with, collecting some things and making mundane deliveries to some friends of the crows.
Could you be more specific? What kinds of deliveries?
Well, you know how it is. Some wizard needs some bat wings or whatever, and as long as I'm already chatting with the fella, might as well hand him this pouch of gold to retain his future services. Or some merchant is looking for rat whiskers, and maybe he receives a note along with them warning him against selling it to our competitors. That sort of thing. Lackey stuff. Low-end stuff. So I made my way out to the Qeynos yard to do some fighting, to pick up the things I needed for my deliveries, and to let me work on my skill with a blade.
Need some bone chips for the guild. Found me a skeleton in this field. Gonna stab him right in the head. He don't care cause he's already dead. When I win I'm gonna take all his stuff. Even though it won't be enough. Gonna have to fight all day long while I sing this song. A bat is next on my list. One stab from my dagger and he is pissed.
Right, yeah. I was a little bit more spirited in those days.
Obviously. So you were saying low-end lackey work. What were you looking to collect for these deliveries?
You know, like I said, low-end stuff. I was mostly hunting giant bats and rats, along with some skeletons. For those deliveries, I was looking for bat wings and rat whiskers and maybe some other parts. And bone chips. I mean, mainly. But also I was looking for anything that would increase my own situation. Money, armor, weapons, anything to get ahead. And of course, the all-important experience and skill gains.
So this seems like a good time to ask, what was your relationship or the guild's relationship with the Darkpaw clan?
Look man, first of all, Fippy goddamn Darkpaw's a menace, and I would make sure he gets what's coming to him. The Darkpaws overall though, there's just no making a good deal with gnolls. Believe me, we tried, time and again. At that point, it had just escalated into a raw blood feud. For us, they were kill on sight. And they'll get theirs, you'll see.
So tell me more about these deliveries. Who else was involved?
Right, yeah, I guess there's no reason to protect them at this point. I mean, I had several contacts. Of course, I didn't know everyone in the network at that time, but I knew a bunch. Some from my time growing up around the crows, and others I kind of learned as I went along. You had Tanlin over at Sneed's, who's just a great all-around fence for my goods. I visit her a lot as I adventured. Over at Bag and Barrel was Felicia, who supplied us all with bags and packaging as needed for various tasks. And look, there were others, and we'll get to them. But first, I needed to gather a few more things for my deliveries.
So wait, Lasha Novashine, the priest, was part of the Crow's network?
No, nah. As you might expect, Lashen is a good man, the paragon of virtue and all that. But every gutter rat knows that if you bring him some bone chips, he'll throw you some blessings from the holy fish. This was just me making sure that I was being all I could be.
Brand new sword for me today. Rusty as hell, but it's an upgrade. Time to learn how to slash. Watch out, all you bats and rats.
Ugh, I even annoy myself. Okay, so I said we'd get to other contacts. Unsar Coldhagen. He's a bit of an eccentric, but the crows keep him on retainer for any enchanting needs that come up. Not gonna lie, that guy is wildly powerful and not completely sane. But hell, he's got an eye patch and that makes him super cool, right? Unsar is always looking for spell components for his experiments, and the guild likes to provide them free of charge. The best part is, he always tips, so it's good for the guild, and good for Sinnic too. Hippie goddamn Darkpaw. This is the day I had had enough. I wasn't running. We were going to have it out to the bitter end.
Bippy the Gnoll getting in my face. I'm gonna put him right in his place. Gonna stop him cold on this day. Sinnic won't let you get in his way.
Damn right, you piece of garbage.
Okay, so you're doing deliveries, going full enforcer on gnolls, gaining power and skill. You've been at it for a little while. Was the guild everything you hoped it would be?
I mean, it was great being part of something. I've been wanting it my whole life, and everyone was really happy for me. For a while. But slowly things just kind of started to return to normal, you know? I mean, I wasn't someone very important in the guild, and I kind of started to maybe resent that a little. It was all about respect. I just wanted them to respect me like they did Hans or one of the other heavy hitters. Okay, let's talk about Menkez Tabalet. This guy is a scumbag, just a sleaze all around. The kind of guy that always had like 5 different deals going at the same time and was shuffling them around. But man, could he come through in a pinch. This guy could find anything, or in this case, throw together some armor with some pretty raw components. I had a message for him from the guild, but also, he was nice enough to make me a couple of armor pieces for old time's sake. After that, I had to make a little payoff to the old guard captain. Never a bad policy to have a friendly relationship with the guards, right? I found myself face to face with another member of the Darkpaw clan. It was time for some street justice.
Another Darkpaw comes at me. I'm gonna end him expeditiously. Slash with the sword, a mortal blow. One more Darkpaw is laid low.
Ugh, gross. How was I even like this?
So you said it was all about respect, and you were looking to gain more respect like the other heavy hitters. What was your plan to get them to respect you?
You know, I had 1,000 ideas. I mean, they were all crazy, all over the place, man. But I figured I needed to pull off a heist no one else had ever managed. It needed to be incredibly dangerous and put all my skills to the test. Well, look, at that time, my worldview was pretty limited. I only knew what I knew, and that wasn't much. Hell, it still ain't. But I did know that a great dragon lived to the north in Everfrost and had a bunch of treasure. I know the older guys always joked about trying to pick the dragon's pocket and getting away with some crazy loot, but everyone always says it couldn't be done. So I set my sights on that.
Wait, so you're saying your grand plan was to pickpocket Lady Vox?
Yeah, of course. Why not, right?
Wow, okay. So you had a plan. Now what?
Well, look, I wasn't so crazy to think that I could just wander in there and steal from a dragon without a lot of work. I knew it was a long-term plan. I gotta say, having a goal, having an actual target, man, it made everything seem easier. It just gave everything a sense of purpose, you know? So I kept working on my skills with the blade, gaining more and more experience, becoming better at my rogue skills. And yeah, I kept up the deliveries, and I kept saving my copper pieces.
So changing topics a little bit, did you have any enemies in the Crows?
Not at first. But you know, there was one guy that just always pissed me off. Tubal Weaver. Son of a bitch just always rubbed me the wrong way. Scum of the earth. I never liked that guy. He would sell his own mother for a silver. No respect, no loyalty. Always had that smug look on his face, you know? Even knowing I was part of the family, that a-hole tried to cheat me at every turn. He'd tousle my hair and treat me like an idiot child. I always hated that guy.
Is that what led to the incident?
The incident! Hey, we're not that far into the story yet, but yeah, that's what led to the incident. But don't get it twisted. He had it coming. For now, though, I was working on improving myself and my equipment, getting my own stash set up so I could get out of Qeynos and figure out how to steal from a dragon. But we'll get to that story about the incident at some point.
Seems like this might be a long story.
Oh, I'm just getting started. There's a lot more to tell.
Hey everyone, Sigil here. If you're liking the series so far, go ahead and take a stab at those YouTube buttons so that you get alerted when the next one comes out, and I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.
Hit start, no looking back. Controllers in hand on the right track. We're streaming dreams, making worlds collide. 1,000 voices cheering worldwide. Level up, let's rise and play. Through the night and into the day. From the pixels to the stars above. Gaming together with